Hey guys, so I wanted to check in. I haven't made any videos since I had the port put in. Um, it's been a lot to deal with. Um, the surgery itself went well. It was a little bit of recovery time. The worst part was my neck. Um, you can see it right here is where they cut into my jugular to place a tube. And then here, they cut there to place the port, which is right here. It's kind of bruised right now. I just de-accessed the port last night. But you can see it raised off the skin a little bit right there. And I've got an adhesive allergy going on. Story of my life at this point. Um, but I haven't really recorded any videos since I had it put in a month ago. I think it's just been kind of a process to wrap my mind around all of it on top of life itself. Adjusting is a lot. I like the port a lot better than the PICC line. I had so many issues with the PICC line. My arm is not the same. I broke out in a horrible rash. It was so bad. It was all the way down my arm. It was just a disaster. So they pulled the PICC line. They placed the port that Tuesday, July 2nd. I had the port put in. Today is August 9th, 2019. And it took me about a week, I guess, to just kind of be okay from the surgery. But the first infusion was much different than the PICC line. So basically, this port is here. Currently, it's de-accessed. And so when it's de-accessed, I can swim, I can shower, and I don't have to worry about it. But when it's accessed, basically, I take a needle and I hold my port. I find the center of it, and I take that needle and I put it inside of the port. And then it is considered accessed. It has a tube that hangs off of it, and that usually stays in all week for about 5 days. So usually I'll access Sunday night, and I'll de-access Friday evening. And that kind of gives my skin a break from adhesive, and allows me to just kind of breathe a little bit. But it's definitely been something to get used to. Putting that needle in myself as it's challenging. I don't even have the words. It's different. I've only done it once by myself. My nurse has taught me how to de-access and access myself, and so now I'm starting to do that on my own. It's very intimidating, overwhelming. It's a whole sterile process that you absolutely have to follow, or you can get a really bad infection. These tubes, you can feel them run all the way through me. I can feel them up through my neck. It's an odd thing. You get lots of questions. People can see, my tube hanging out of my shirt. It's summertime, so it's visible. And I have not ever really been verbal about what I have. So making this channel and making videos and posting, this is new to me. Oh shit. Happened. So, it's really a mental struggle. Um, and you just kind of learn to do things quietly and by yourself. And over time, that takes a toll on you mentally. You just really want somebody to understand. Um, and you could explain it to someone who doesn't have what we have till you're blue in the face, and they don't understand. And so, my hopes in documenting what I go through, what we go through, other people with postural orthostatic tachycardia syndrome and Ehlers-danlos syndrome, um, what we go through, because a lot of people don't know what they are. They've never heard of it. And so I have chosen to document what goes on with me personally, so that other people can maybe understand, helped, possibly find cures and other means of relieving our symptoms so that we can just live somewhat of a normal life. It's very difficult some days to just get up and just do life, simple things. Just getting up sometimes is harder than anything else. I'm a full-time college student. I take really great pride in my schoolwork and what I've accomplished while I'm there. I currently have a 3.96 GPA. I finish with a bachelor's degree in criminal justice, applied science, sometime at the end of this year. I made National Honor Society this year. I'm really proud of myself for that. I'm a single mom. I have 2 kids. My daughter turns 15 tomorrow. That's really weird. That's weird to say out loud. It's weird. My son is 10, and I also work, and so a lot of those things can just really get in the way sometimes. You got to do it. You just have to do it. There's no other choice. For me, the Ehlers-danlos causes normal movements for me. Normal movements for other people are not the same as mine. For instance, I ripped my labrum in my hip, and you see in one of my other videos some of my progression from that surgery, just from walking. Nothing in particular, just over the years, my joints hyperextend horribly, and as a result, it causes little rips and tears in my joints and ligaments. The best way I describe it, it's like an overstretched rubber band that'll never go back to the way it's supposed to be. And because of that, it causes a lot of pain. And this is daily pain. I don't take anything for it. I have to live life. And so I can't take anything. And so with the postural orthostatic tachycardia syndrome, there's a lot of symptoms that come with that. I lack the ability to sweat, so my body has no way to cool down. Also, when I go from laying to standing, or even just quick movements, my heart will speed up and go into tachycardia in order to pump blood through my body to my lower extremities fast enough. I have chronic low blood pressure, and as a result, I pass out sometimes when I move too quickly or get up too fast or don't have enough salt in my body. And that's why I have the port. I give myself infusions of saline to help regulate my blood pressure, to help control the feeling of passing out. That feeling comes so many times throughout any given day. It's really embarrassing when it happens. But these infusions have helped me tremendously. It's not for everyone. Everyone who has Ehlers-danlos syndrome or postural orthostatic tachycardia syndrome might experience completely different symptoms than the ones that I do, which is why it's so hard to diagnose. and treat, because everyone reacts to medications differently. I can't take a lot of medications, pretty much anything I'm allergic to. Um, it has just a bad reaction with me and I'm just unable to take it. And so the port for me was a good solution, to just have the infusions of saline, salt water, essentially, and it helps me a lot, but it's still a really tough process. And so I'm here making these videos to just bring awareness to people about what it's like, for me individually and for those who suffer also. Be kind to people. Uh, don't judge a book by its cover. Just because I look like I'm okay on the outside doesn't mean that I am okay on the inside. I struggle a lot, a whole lot. And oftentimes we do it silently because our symptoms are so crazy and vast that people don't believe us. Oh, and that's hard. And I've spent a good portion of my life just dealing with this by myself because of that. And it becomes a mental struggle at that time, which makes it even harder. So support people, love people around you, don't judge people. You just don't know what it's like. This has been a really tough process for me. I have a lot of really great friends and really great people behind me, supporting me. But it hasn't always been that way. And so I think what I just want to accomplish here is bringing awareness to Ehlers-danlos syndrome and postural orthostatic tachycardia syndrome, and just hopes that just at the very least one person in this world will understand what we go through better than they did before they watched my videos. So there you have it.